There are few moments in life that we can remember exactly where we were and who we were with and how we reacted. It takes something shocking, something devastating, something almost unbelievable. It's been 20 years since September 11, 2001, and I can still remember everything about that day. I'm sure many Arizonans feel the same. Every year, this day sparks the same emotions I felt 2 decades ago: shock, anger, denial, grief, resolve. The most appalling part about that day is that the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon seemed to happen in just an instant. 1 second, the buildings were there, fully intact, and the next second, they weren't. And yet, something that happened so quickly would cause years, now decades, of grief and pain. Today, we send special thoughts and prayers to the families of those who lost a loved one as a result of the 9/11 terror attack on our nation. And we remember and mourn the life of Gary Bird, the sole Arizonan who was killed on that horrible day. We also honor the many first responders from Arizona and around the nation who answered the call of duty when their nation needed them most. This tragic day would just be the beginning of a 2-decade-long war that wouldn't end until just recently. We must recognize the women and men who put on a uniform to protect and defend our country in the war on terror. Our troops have accomplished a lot to protect our nation and the world from the evils of terrorism. They toppled the Taliban-ruled Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and denied al-Qaeda a safe base of operations. They killed Osama bin Laden. They killed Qasem Soleimani. These acts should not and will not go unnoticed as we remember 9/11 and all that unfolded after it. Of course, these successes also came with a price. During the war in Afghanistan and the war on terror, far too many U.S. troops lost their lives. 2 weeks ago, we tragically witnessed just the latest deaths in Afghanistan when 13 of our U.S. service members were killed in Kabul. This was devastating, and what's worse is that 5 of the men who died were just 20 years old as the war in Afghanistan. Their selflessness, their willingness to help Americans, and many of the Afghan people cost them their lives, their futures. These men and women will forever be with us in spirit. We will never forget them, just like we'll never forget all those who died on September 11th, 2001 and the subsequent war on terror. I've had a photograph of the Twin Towers on my wall since I first took office to remind myself every day of the sacrifices of our troops and the first responders, and to remember all the people who lost their lives on 9/11. Please join me in remembering the fallen from this day, and join me in honoring our troops who fight for a future in which such a terrible event never happens again. God bless our troops, God bless our first responders, and God bless the United States of America.